Forewarned weather with Ashlee Baracy.
Well, do you need to get your car washed? Well, you still have time to do it. I mean, we've been in a dry stretch of weather, but that will roll on. And so you can have that car looking great all weekend long if you go and get it washed today, because we're holding on to sunshine and 80s through the weekend. So you're getting your money's worth if you get your car washed. We're not looking at rain chances until almost the middle of next week. We're talking Tuesday, but let's talk temperatures first. Out the door on a finally Friday morning. We are in the 40s though, north of M59. Grab that extra layer as you head out. There's a crispness in the air, but it's going to be toasty by this afternoon. 52 degrees at Metro Airport, 54 in Grosse Ile. And the closer you get to the state line, portions of Lenawee and Monroe counties on either side of 50. So your forecast for today, want to make sure you get you out the door and prepared for the heat that will ensue. That summer-like weather returns, 82 for the afternoon high. So plan for 70s by the lunch hour, and then we'll quickly get into the 80s in the peak heat of the day. So where does that really stack up for the first weekend of October? Well, we'll be trending 15 to 20 degrees above average over the course of the next 4 days. And so will we reach a record high? Probably not, but we're in territory for it. So today's record high, 89, set back in 1953. So we're not going to hit that, but we'll only be a few degrees shy of it come Saturday, which is 89, 88 on Sunday, and then 91, the record high on Monday. That was in 1963. So we'll be in the territory, but probably not tying or breaking it. Let's talk about the summer football weather, though, come tomorrow at the Big House. So happy homecoming to my fellow Wolverines. Wisconsin taking on Michigan with a noon kickoff, and will continue to warm up as the day goes on, as the game rolls on. So probably about 78 degrees at kickoff, but by game's end, we'll be sitting in the low to mid 80s. And so make sure you pack the sunscreen as well. Baseball season is heating up, and so we're getting new data from Climate Central that crunches the data from March 30th through October 1st over the last 50 plus years. And here in Detroit, for our Tigers, the season has been warming up on average by about 3.5 degrees. And so when you have warmer air, that air is less dense, which could result in baseballs being hit farther or maybe more home runs. And so Climate Central projecting that we could start to see more home runs as the decades roll on. Now we'll have to wait and see if that happens, but that would be exciting for fans. What's not so exciting for the Tigers fans, our first chance of rain will fall on Game 3 of the ALDS, which will be our first home game of this series. So 76 degrees on Tuesday. Game time still to be announced, but there will be a chance for showers and storms. If there is a Game 4 come Wednesday, it'll be much cooler, feeling like October baseball's highs will only be in the low 60s. So a quick look at model data showing you that we stay bone dry through the weekend, but that rain could arrive before daybreak Tuesday and kind of off and on all the way throughout the day, but a lot of fine tuning to do with that part of the forecast. So if you're itching for fall-like weather, well, here it is. Wednesday and Thursday, we dip 20 degrees from the highs in the 80s to then having highs in the 60s.
Forewarned weather with Exact Track 4D.
I was like, trophy.
The statue. My question is, how did the police find the statue? Like, I mean, and that's what size is that? For somebody
it's more than life size.
Yeah, for somebody to steal it and
which really is just like so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You're like, did the person even realize the part of history that they stole? So it's just so thankful they were able to recover it and rededicate it today.
Here's Ashlee with weather, and going back to Shante, I spotted a winter coat there this morning.
I was out last night and noticed it too. Like once that sun sets, the temperature really drops.
I know, big swing this time of year, because with clear skies overnight, it gets pretty chilly. But then, I mean, we have the summer heat building in the afternoon.
Like what to wear?
I know, literally 2 seasons within a day. So let's go ahead and get to that forecast to make sure that you are prepared as you step out the door, because I don't want you to wear a sweater today and then be sweating this afternoon, but I also don't want you to walk out the door with a t-shirt on and encounter 42-degree temperatures. So it's one of those days that you layer up. 53 at Metro Airport, 42 in Ann Arbor, and 43 in Lapeer. And so let's look at your out the door forecast for this TGIF. 82 degrees for the afternoon high. Is it really October? Certainly doesn't feel that way. So it's going to feel more August-like, paired with that sunshine. Sunglasses a necessity with those layers. Where should we be for the first weekend of October? Upper 60s. So you can see these forecasted highs compared to what average highs are over the next 4 days. We will be trending anywhere from 15 to 20 degrees above average. Will we break a record? Probably not, but we're at least in territory. And so you can see the record highs over the next 4 days range anywhere from 88 to 91. So I think we're a few degrees off from tying those records, but still we're inching awfully close to it. What else is heating up? Well, we have definitely baseball season heating up. We'll talk about that in a second, but first we got to talk about Saturday, tomorrow. Happy homecoming, Wolverines. The taking on Michigan noon kickoff, and it is going to be a very summer football forecast there. So it'll be warm in the big house as we have 78 degrees for that noon kickoff and then rising into the 80s as the game rolls on. And so by the time the game is over, we'll really be at the peak heat of the day. And baseball season, as I just said, heating up too. And so we're getting new data in from Climate Central that crunches the data from March 30th through October 1st in Detroit. So as the Detroit Tigers are heating up, well, so are our daily average temperatures. And so within that 50-plus year span, our temperatures throughout the day have risen just above 3.5 degrees. And so the warmer it is, the less dense the air, more home runs potentially. However, we're not taking those 80s into the ALDS game here in Detroit. In fact, Tuesday is our first chance for notable rain. And wouldn't you know it, that's going to be game 3 over at Comerica Park. So 76 degrees for the high, chance for even a few embedded thunderstorms in the afternoon. A lot of fine tuning has to be done to that part of the forecast to be very transparent. And we still need to know the first pitch time. So we'll see if we can dodge that. But otherwise, Wednesday, if there is a game 4 needed, it's going to feel like October baseball, much cooler with a high of 62. So best chance for rain arrives Tuesday, maybe even before we get to daybreak. So Monday overnight into your Tuesday, and could linger into the afternoon with another what we call convective component leading to an embedded thunderstorm or 2. But the cold front triggers the more widespread rain, and that will arrive early Tuesday, lasting throughout the day, and then pushing out of here by Wednesday as a drier but cooler Canadian air mass builds in. And that's when you feel the bigger difference as we are rounding out the work week. So here's your 7-day forecast. We go from 80s to 60s. I mean, it's almost like someone was driving on the lodge and saw a trooper there. So come to a screeching halt. But a chance for some storms Tuesday does cool us off into more seasonal 60s by Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
Bad Bunny and Doja Cat. There you go.
There you go. Saturday Night Live this weekend right here on Local 4. And that was, of course, following our